Hi, welcome to What's Cooking with Rochelle, and today we are making Snickerdoodles. And if you love cinnamon, this might be the cookie for you. I find a lot of people that don't like chocolate or some of the other flavors, peanut butter. This is a nice cookie that they'll really enjoy. And if you've never had a Snickerdoodle, you definitely need to try it. So we're going to start off by doing one thing that you don't have to do, but it adds a little bit of depth of flavor to it, which I personally like. And that is, we are going to take our butter. We have 2 sticks of unsalted butter here. We're actually going to put them on the stove in a pan, and we are going to brown the butter. Now, again, this is not a step you have to do if you don't want to. All right, so what we're doing with the butter in that pot is we're actually going to melt it, and we are going to let it get bubbly and kind of get to a darker color. We're not making a caramel, but we are starting that process by melting the butter and cooking it a little bit. And while we are waiting for that to happen, because it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how hot your stove runs, we're going to go ahead and mix all of our dry ingredients together. Okay, so we have 3 cups of white flour here. To that, we are adding a cream of tartar and baking soda and salt. These other wet ingredients we're going to be adding to the butter. Alrighty. We are going to just set this aside because until our butter is done, we can't mix it all together yet. So let's go check it. While we're waiting on that to completely melt and brown, I have a quick question for you guys. Do you have grandkids? Because I do. So if you notice anything different about my voice, he tried to get me sick this past week. So I apologize, but I love you guys and wouldn't want to leave you hanging. So we're filming anyway. Alrighty, so you can see how this is a wonderful brown color now. And we need this to cool down, okay? Because right now it would cook our eggs, and we don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and put it in a mixer with all those wonderful milk solids. And we are just going to beat it for a minute or so until it cools down. Please make sure you do not splash yourself with this hot butter. Alrighty. Okay, to this, we are going to add 1/3 cup of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white sugar. And we're going to go ahead and mix that up. Okay, we are going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And the next thing we're going to add into the butter is going to be the eggs. And so we are going to whisk the eggs into the butter mixture to make them nice and light and creamy before we add in the flour. All right, now we are going to add our flour to our wet ingredient. And we're going to do about half, mix it, and then do the other half. All right, now the remainder. All right, this is our cookie dough. Now, this dough is pretty moist, and to help it to set together all those wonderful flavors, we're going to go ahead and cover it and refrigerate it in the refrigerator for about an hour. If you needed to, you could make this up the day ahead of time, pop it out of the refrigerator, and then go to it when you're ready. See you back here in an hour. Okay, so we took our dough out of the refrigerator, and we are going to use our hands. If you find the dough starts sticking to your hands, spray your hands with a cooking spray. And we are just going to break off pieces to make balls. You could do this with a knife. You could weigh them if you wanted to get super technical, but we're not going to do all that. Then we're going to roll them in this. This is a cinnamon sugar. So it is about a 1/4 cup of sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon. Now, if you don't like yours quite as cinnamony, cut that down. And the ratios. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a ball about this size and just roll it into a ball. Actually, I want mine just a little bigger than that, so I apologize. And then just give it a quick toss, and then you're going to set it on your tray. We are going to do this whole tray. I'm going to show you about how much space we're going to leave. About like that. So we're going to do 3 or 4 across, and then go from there. So you can see this is not sticking at all right now. Again, if it gets too warm or if you didn't let it cool long enough, it might be sticking a little bit. We want to make sure they stay facing up so that the cinnamon sugar is on the top, not the bottom. If it gets on the bottom, your cookie will stick and burn on the bottom. Okay. Just to give you guys an idea. These are going to bake in an oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. Again, as always, if your oven runs a little cooler or hotter, it might take a little longer or less. So continue on making your balls. Again, this is a kid-friendly recipe. If you wanted them to help you with making them, you know, they don't have to be perfect. As long as they taste good is what I say, right? All right, so I'm gonna finish this tray and I'll see you back here in a sec. All right, so you can see the spacing. We are going to gently take this over, put this in the oven. Like I said, about 10 minutes, depending on how your oven cooks. Okay, our cookies are ready to come out of the oven. And this is what they're gonna look like. Now, as they cool, they are going to go ahead and shrink down, crack, and make themselves look amazing. So we do need to leave them on the pan undisturbed for at least 5 or 10 minutes, and then we finally get to dig in. So I'll see you back here in a few minutes. All right, the best part of my show, I know at least for me, is getting to eat. So, Snickerdoodles. That is wonderful. Making the butter brown like that adds a real depth of flavor, adds a little nutty taste to it, and the cinnamon is amazing. If you want even more cinnamon, you could add it into the batter as well as dipping the top. I thank you for watching What's Cooking with Rochelle. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know below. Shoot me a quick comment, or if you're so inclined, please subscribe. Also share it with your friend or family member. Thanks for watching What's Cooking with Rochelle. Bye for now.